here at Ignition Studios. We've currently got 3 interns with us that we brought on board about 2 months ago. We've got Dave on your left, Duncan in the centre, and Mr. on the end. You can introduce himself. We'll start with you.
Ben.
What made you decide on doing marketing or invite yourself to do marketing for the company? For Ignition Studios?
It's something that I think most small studios don't do very much of, and I know you guys did do it, so it was seeing how it's done, seeing how I could help, and so a little bit selfishly in the future.
Yeah, of course.
I've already had some practice when it comes for me to do it as well.
Great. Do you want to tell us a little bit about what you're doing for your internship with us, Duncan?
Basically doing this work trying to convert Monkey Mini Golf to Unity so it can be released on other platforms.
Okay, fantastic. And have you worked with Unity before?
Yeah, I've probably spent most of the last year working with Unity, so yeah.
And is that through college or through self-teaching?
A bit of both. We had a group project in the first try this year that we basically decided to use Unity as the engine for it.
Yeah.
But it's not actually taught at school, so through that, I've basically taught myself a lot of Unity.
Okay.
A lot of C# stuff.
Yeah. Find it something that you're really passionate about, design? Was it the first choice that you went for when looking at...
When I first came to Climb, I wasn't sure whether I'd do animation or design. I sort of thought I was okay at both, and now that I'm almost finished, I'm much gladder I did design. I'm very glad I did design. It's something I've got a lot of interest in, and I suppose the way I think makes a lot more sense to design rather than animation.
So you've been studying through at Quantum as well.
Yeah.
What was your reasons for choosing Quantum? Was there a specific reason, or?
I looked at a few of the different degrees around, and I think the two main things were it was focused specifically at games, so that was a big plus, and it was also an accelerated program, so it will only take 2 years to complete 3, so
fantastic.
The idea being I can get back to work sooner.
Okay. With your studies, did you guys find that there was any sort of really easy part of it? Was it easy for you guys to get into a schedule, or?
Sort of. The end of the first year, I was on a roll. The start of it, I hadn't been studying for ever.
Yeah.
For a long time, so that was a bit coming back to uni and getting into uni head. So that was a bit odd, and then
Is it the same for you guys? Had you guys studied before, or was this
I'd done
the first time in a while?
A degree and a half previous to this one, but I realise now that I'm at Quantum that Quantum was a lot harder. It just required a lot more effort, and the first try was the definite wake-up call for me. I wasn't getting the grades I was expecting, so I really had to have a think about that. So.
And did you find you had to schedule to do that, or how did you find?
Yeah, it wasn't no longer the case like it was in my first degree, where you think, I've got an essay due in a week, I better plan it. It's like, I've got something due in 6 weeks. Better start pulling all-nighters now so that I'll have it done by the time it's due.
Are you guys working on anything interesting at college at the moment?
I'm working with a group to make a game for our final assessment. Final thing ever as a game called Whispers, which is a working title.
Cool.
And the group's called Swing Interactive, and that works us.
Very cool. And are you finding that you're able to transfer over some of the skill sets you're using here into the stuff you're doing at college and vice versa, or?
Definitely, it's sort of it works both ways. Some of the marketing work that we've done here, done similar thing for school projects. Definitely the school, as in 3D modelling, design principles, stuff like that.
Fantastic.
Works here as well, and it's slightly different variations between the two, but the same, essentially same knowledge base.
How did you hear about Ignition Studios?
Well, combination of a few things. Obviously being found by ex-Quantum students, quite well known amongst the student group, and I also, my programming lecturer Rob, I initially had lined up internship work with him and his company, and then he kind of approached me and said, oh, you know, there's this internship going at Ignition, you'd be doing this, blah, blah, blah. And he sort of, you know, filled me in, and I thought, yeah, it sounds pretty good.
And what brought you into the internship here?
Well, I saw an ad actually. I saw an ad about, it was midway through this year, I think. No, it was before in the internship. And you guys were just looking for an intern coming for a week's worth of work, helping out with the latest release. So I came and did some level design work there, and then the quantum internship was coming up, and I asked whether I could come back, and you guys were kind enough to have me.
Excellent, fantastic. Do you think it'll be easy for you guys to find a job? Like, has having an internship, do you think that's given you guys a bit more of an idea what's expected in a skill set when you actually find another job, or do you guys think you're more motivated to start your own company, or how's the internship prepared you guys for that?
I think the internship has shown us, because a lot of people in the degree think to themselves, it's alright, I'll just leave uni, if I can't get a job I'll start my own company. Whereas doing an internship somewhere like here really shows you what's involved in doing that. It's not just making a game that's good, which a lot of people can do after quantum, like everyone could make a game. But there's a lot that happens around that, about actually making a business and getting something to market, which a lot of people don't think about. And it's just as important as the content, is getting it out there. So seeing that in a real world environment is pretty important.
What sort of skills did you want to get out of doing the internship? Was there something specific you wanted, or?
Well, I wanted a chance to do, you know, some stuff based on, you know, probably a spec sheet that was given to me by someone else rather than stuff I've come up with myself. So it was good to get that sort of experience, and just a general sort of, you know, experience working in an actual game development environment rather than, you know, school environment. Even though they're trying to simulate it, you're still, you know, you're in a classroom and everything else. And so,
Fair enough. Do you feel there's more of a push for you guys to be indie developers, or do you think it's still easy for you to get a job in a larger studio?
I think as far as the local industry is concerned, it's definitely moving far more towards indie development. Just from what I've seen, you know, lately, some of the bigger developers have sort of shut up shop, and a lot of it's all focused around indie development here. So I think, I mean, as far as a career in games goes, if you stay in Australia, for the meantime at least, indie development certainly seems to be the far better prospect.
Any advice or things you'd like to tell other people about the studio or doing internships? What you think would be a good way to get into an internship, or any advice for people?
Definitely for getting into an internship, network a lot. Get out to things and meet people, because then you'll get a good idea of who does what, what sort of size, generally feel for what kind of company they're running, which is one of the reasons why you guys were not sort of great big multinational 60 people thing. It's a small type group, and that's closer to what I'll probably end up doing in the future. So I get an idea of, if I was working for a big studio, I'd be a smaller part in a bigger machine, whereas this is, you get to do pretty much everything.
Just about everything, Well, thank you very much for giving us some of your time, guys, and wish you all the best of luck, and we'll chat to you again soon.
Thanks.
Cheers.